Hey guys, let's go to problem 30, okay? So problem 30. All right. So we get some weird functions like a composition of certain functions, I would say. And thanks to composition of functions, we understand by this example, by walking through this example, we can see how to solve those domain questions, okay? So here we go. We got y equals the square root of 10 minus square root of x minus 800, okay? Right. So first off, we just have an interesting functions. I would say the outer function, let me say g of x. Let me say g of x equals square root of 10 minus, let's say x out there. And what about f of x, the inside function? The f of x, the inner function, becomes square root of x minus 800. And you can check that what you've seen out here in the original function would be g of f of x. So that's a composition of functions. So how do we solve composition functions, or the domain of the composition of functions? Well, first in order to find out the domain, we got to look at the inside domain, I would say. So it has to be edible for f of x. So we have to first think about the domain of f of x, okay? Domain of f of x. And the second thing is that we need to think about range of f of x compatible with g of x's domain. So range of f of x, range of f, I would say compatible with the domain of g of x. All right, so we have these two expressions. All right, so let's just try to think about the domain of f of x. If you think about the domain of f of x, x gotta be greater than or equal to 800. Okay, so x has to be greater than or equal to 800. So we got starting from integers that are starting from 800 and whatever. The range of these functions f, as you can check, if we put some nice looking values of x, you can check that this is going to be greater than or equal to 0 for sure. So I got some range of f of x, which is going to be compatible already with the domain, except the domain has to be smaller than 10. So here's what we're going to set up. F of x has to be locked between, somehow it has to be less than 10. So here we go. We have something that is less than 10. F of x is smaller than or equal to 10. And of course, it doesn't matter whether we put anything that is like really bad. So if we put something negatives, like it's fine. But f of x already is greater than above or greater than or equal to 0. All right, so how do we solve this? The square root of x minus 800. This is already greater than or equal to 0, so it's going to be smaller than 10. So x minus 800 supposed to be smaller than or equal to 100. So x has to be smaller than or equal to 900. So x has to be greater than or equal to 800, but smaller than or equal to 900. How many integers do we find? We find 101 integers, 101 integers of x, okay? And that shall be it.